Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? It is December 5th. This is our live Q&A Saturday morning. That's what we do every week, or at least we do these once a week. Last Saturday, I did not do one. That's because we chose to do our live Q&A on Thanksgiving. I thought that was a nice way to get back. So last week we did a live Q&A on Thanksgiving. Normally we're going to do them on Saturdays. I do certainly enjoy them, so you can pretty much count on them weekly. I usually announce them Thursday or Friday because I do reserve the rights to do something else, right? Unlike our daily financial news, which you can count on at 7:30, whether it's our expert series, you can count on, assuming they're available, updates on the business. The live Q&A one is I do as my schedule permits. And thus far, we've been on lockdown a whole bunch, so my Saturdays are pretty open. Something I am doing today is if you've been following my weekly goals series, I'm actually signing 4 packages of documents today. We have a mobile notary coming by the house at 11. So we are finally moving forward on our retail flip. That should probably close, knock on wood. I want to say next Friday, but damn, everything is slow. So I'm going to say the week after. We do have one buyer for 3 of our pride of ownership flips. I believe one of those will close probably the week after next, and then 2 more in mid-January. And then that's 4, right? So yeah, we're signing those 4. So we are finally moving along there. I did not hear an update on my refi for my commercial properties, my apartments. I did validate that they did their walkthroughs, which is interesting. I think they did those on Wednesday of last week. That refinance, they've assured me, will be done this month. That will be, I'm just doing debt and term or rate and term refi. I'm not taking any cash out. I think that will save us combined about $3,000 a month. So not a bad deal. So I'm looking forward to that for obvious reasons. So as we get started here today, I have a bunch of questions that I want to get through. And again, remember, these live Q&As are for you. So if you would like to leave your questions, put them in the comments. I will get to them. But before I get to the questions, I want to ask Jeffrey, who has sent me a smiley face with sunglasses. How you doing, man? How are you and your son doing? As I understand it, I think it was last week, you indicated that both of you had caught this thing. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you got I don't know what it's called, a mild or a non-impactful case. So let me know anyway. Send a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, feeling better, feeling worse. Love to hear from you. Hope everything's okay. Next up, a lot of you have politely asked about Jimbo, my puppy. I call him a puppy. He's 15 and a half. Tested negative. That's good. So thank you for that. It's very considerate. He's obviously important to us, important to me. It's been a rough 6-8 weeks. We've spent a bunch of money testing him. So near as we could tell, he's not in pain. Because if he was in pain, that's a different conversation. Near as we can tell, we've been told, and it's kind of process of elimination, that he's probably suffering from dementia, which he's not happy about. And he does lose it every now and again. But it's really been most impactful sleep-wise. He's not sleeping nearly as well as he used to. It's like little chunks, which means my sleep has changed. I take the burden of that. So I guess what I want to say is it's as best as could be expected. If it's true he has that, it doesn't get better from here. I know that. It will be hard when you have to make that choice. But as of today, he's right here, right there, sleeping. Hey, Jimbo, how are you? So that's good news. So thank you for asking. That's very nice of you. Next up, a lot of you asked how it went with my high school students. First off, again, I think it was Thursday, it might have been Wednesday on my daily show. I asked you, hey, what 3 concepts would you share? And to see the amount of feedback I got from all of you was just awesome. Just awesome. That was greatly appreciated. I enjoy that. Um, Jimbo steals the show. Thanks. That made me laugh. I needed that this morning. I appreciate that. They went really well. I didn't use PowerPoint. I don't think high school students would, and we had to do it over Zoom, obviously. So I tried to catch their attention. I started it with personal stories to try to show that, I could be a lot like some of them. So I talked about some of the painful financial memories, which I've shared on this channel, both food wise, both housing wise, being at risk a couple of times. I talked about being a married 19-year-old. I talked about college and going to junior college versus 4-year. So I tried to relate my experience to theirs. I certainly did the standard, as you would expect. Hey, can you live on $2,000? All of them said yes, right? They can live in Fresno on $2,000. So that was really the anchor. So we talked about passive income. We talked about side hustles. We talked about college, yes or no. We talked about not letting your expenses rise to match your income. It's always hard. It's first off, it's always hard to reach high school students. I get it. It's doubly hard over Zoom when you can't see their faces and what they're doing on their other devices. So I tried to, I used to call it in sales, punch them in the nose, right? Force them to pay attention with some of my stories. I don't know. The teacher reached back out and said, great job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But frankly, what's he going to say? I want to know what the students, my whole goal with that conversation was to reach one, just one. If I reached one, I got my job done. So I don't know. I gave it a go. I felt good about it. I guess as I sit here, the one thing I would say is I don't think I would do anything different. And at that point, I'm on to the next thing. So thank you for asking. Thank you for the support. That was very, very awesome. That was probably the most comments I've gotten on a video inside of 12 hours. That was awesome to see. So thank you for that. Next up, I'm getting a lot of questions about, hey, can you look at my market? Can you look at my market? And, I certainly will look at more and more, but I can't get to everyone. I can't, and I'm not going to do small markets. Small markets, say less than 100,000 people. I think there are so many local things going on that I couldn't do it a service, right? Real estate is local, right? Everybody talks national numbers, and I have done that as well. But when you're in a local market below 100,000, hi Jimbo, you awake? Yeah, you whining a little? Okay. When you're in a small market like that, I don't want to misspeak, right? Because one national employer could come in or leave that I don't know, I don't see in my research that really impact the market. So I'm not going to talk about any city or county with less than 100,000 people. I think it's just too risky for me to be some outside voice that somebody may take and do something foolish. So I'm not going to do that. But when I look at those areas, one sec, let me grab it. One sec. What are you doing down here? I thought you were asleep. You want to say hi to everybody? They tell you you steal the show. Yeah. Hey everyone, how you doing? So again, what I'm going to be doing when I look at a market for you or on your advice, these are the things I'm looking for. I want to understand the current month stats: sold, price, days on market, how many months to burn current inventory. I'm looking for the macro kind of as is stats. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm sharing this with you so you could hopefully do it for your market without me. So that's one. Then I look at the macro environment. Are there things going on in the economy that make that city, county, state better or worse? Think Nashville, think Las Vegas. Macro-wise, there are some tax reasons where people from New York and California, for legitimate reasons, think Texas as well, would leave and go to those states. So that's a macro thing, right? A macro thing would be millennials choosing Nashville, right? So those are things I'm looking for. Then at the micro level, I'm looking to see what's going on with employment. Are there any things going on in the local economies that make them more or less attractive in that state? So when you ask me to look at a city or a county, I'm not going to do anything that's less than 100 grand. It's too risky. I don't have enough time to really learn. But those are what I look for. So hopefully you can do that yourself. Next up, one of the important things on this channel is to be a subscriber of my channel. I mentioned this today on my daily financial news, so some of you will hear this twice. I shared a picture that I think encompasses why I am bullish on 2021 and why a lot of the YouTube entertainers are idiots and wrong. Simply said, it's two pictures, top and bottom. The top one is what everybody or many people on YouTube are talking about: price to income. When you look at the average income to the price of a home, it is stretched. It is high, like 2008. And yes, if you are only looking at a single metric, which many of these people are, you are right to assume danger ahead. Unfortunately, price means very little in real estate. I have not met a buyer that uses price as their determinant, certainly in the owner-occupant space. Most of them look at their mortgage loan and look at the bottom of the payment schedule and go, can I afford that? Owner-occupants buy on payment, and that is picture number 2. That is what I focus on. Picture number 1 is interesting but lazy. Picture number 2 is where the money's at. And it shows that as of 2020, I forget what month, probably call it September, maybe call it October, the average payment is below the historical norm of 29.2%. So while there will be exceptions, while there will be cities, nationally speaking, we are not debt burdened when we are buying the average home with the mortgages we have today. It's a payment decision. And what that means is 2021 is going up. There will be cities, I'm on record, San Francisco is going to get crushed. But nationally speaking, prices are going up. They just have to. Supply demand picture is out of whack. New development not meeting supply. We're hundreds of thousands or millions of units behind. We have new inventory coming on market in the wrong areas, right? The rush out of urban areas is continuing. We have state lockdowns in California again. I cannot imagine how many people in California were holding on tooth and nail that are just going to go, forget it. I'm out. This place is whack. It's going to be crazy. So that's that payment. So if you're a subscriber, you should have got that for me about 7:15. I think those two pictures, that's where I bank my reputation on, are those pictures. Most of the YouTube entertainers look at 1. I look at 2. So if you're not a subscriber, I don't know how to get you the picture, so you won't have it. But if you are a subscriber, you got that this morning. Next up, I want to talk about going from 0 to 1. That is an area I focus on. I certainly love helping people go from 4 to 10 and help you go from houses to apartments. I love all of that. But when I look at the pool of individuals I'm trying to help the person go from 0 to 1. Because if I can get you from 0 to 1, I can get you from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on. And then you can stop whenever you're ready. So when I think about what I do on this channel, what I really do in my course is I'm trying to help you go from 0 to 1. So most people who are, I'll call, stuck at 0, right? You've made the decision, your interest, but you're frozen. This is what I think, and I have some notes, so I'm looking. Usually it comes down to one of 4 things. You're afraid, you're fearful, you're nervous, and there is a difference, I think. You haven't done the research, so there's the unknown. And then finally, there's risk. I believe, rightly or wrongly, all of those could be covered if you do what I do in the course. And there's people on this view, Tamika, for example, who you can, or I don't know can you guys see the live chat? Can you tell me, can you see the live chat? So if you can, Tamika is one of my students, and she just recently got her first rental property. And we celebrated that, I think, on one of these live chats weeks ago. But she just went into contract on her second. And that is, oh, cool. You can't see him. Awesome. So do me a favor. Let's everyone send Tamika an applause or a clap or whatever it is, because she just went into contract on her second deal. But why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because she did the work. And let's not forget, she's investing out of state. I won't share the details, but let's just say she lives in state one and she's investing in another state far away. How do you do that? You do the work. You do the work. I have a course that is not fluff. It makes you look at your market every day for 10 to 20 minutes. I believe with what's going on right now and what we see ahead of us in 2021, that this is the perfect time to do the work. Pick a market, do the work. It'll be amazing what you figure out once you've looked at it for, call it 45 days. I believe the only decision you need to figure out is what is an average deal. And once you can answer that question, it's freeing, it's powerful. You suddenly are more confident. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. You know what average is. And when you know average, you can do good and great. When you know what average is, you're not nervous because you have looked at hundreds of houses in your market. It is hard to be nervous when you've done the work. The fear of the unknown evaporates because you will have a spreadsheet with hundreds of homes on it. You will know the market. You will probably know the market better than 90% of the agents there. If you do what I do in the course, I know my market better than 99%, but I've been doing it 20 years, so that's unfair. But if you can get to 90%, freeing, powerful. And then finally, risk. When you can sit down next to a significant other, one of your kids, a friend, a coworker, and show them why you're making an offer on this house and not that one, risk goes out the window. It's not a risky decision. So that's where I'm at. I am really focused on helping people go from 0 to 1, because once you go from 0 to 1, and let's be clear, I consider it a success if you write your first offer, right? For example, let's say there's a house in your market at 110 grand, and that's an average deal. You write an offer at 103 because you know that is what makes it a good deal. If you write the offer at 103 and you get a hell no or a counter or whatever, I'm going to call that a success. You have done the work in my course. If you only write good or great offers, you will eventually get one. 2020 has been rough. No lie. I've told you many times already, I think I've written 250 offers and gotten 0 this year. 2020 is an exception. 2021 is going to bring inventory, and I promise you I will get more than 0 next year. And you will as well. And the beauty of my course, and really if you're in my course and you can, and you have a Facebook page and you're okay with that, please join a group. The group is called One Rental at a Time Works. That page, that group is becoming even more valuable than I would have hoped because students are helping students. I try to look at that page every day, at least once, but when I go to it, students are answering students' questions. It's awesome. We all come from a place of service, and I couldn't be happier when I see all of that. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do with the course. Let me scroll back. Let me see if I can adjust Jimbo, who's now asleep again. Go figure. He's all in a tight little ball. Oh, okay, let's go back. I'm sorry, Jimbo. I didn't mean to wake you up. All right, so I'm going to go back to all these questions now. I ask Andrew. Would love to see Olivia and you do a live Q&A sometime. I ask her probably once a week. It's like, stop asking. She has no interest in being on camera. Yeah, she has no interest. It's funny though. I brought her to a couple of real estate meetups in the past, and she enjoys those. But she's not one to sit here next to me in front of a camera. She's painting or doing something else. So I ask, she says, no, thank you. Tamika, thank you. Jimbo's awesome. Oh, cool. I'm glad dog lovers love it. Yes, I'm working with kids. I would love to find more ways to work with high school students specifically. You know, juniors and seniors would be my preference, right on the cusp of entering what I call the rat race. Anything below that is I'm happy to help, but I think I can be impactful for juniors and seniors. If you have relationships with other teachers or anything, hey, I'm happy to talk. I mean, yesterday or whenever that was, I did a 30-minute discussion, just Q&A. Always happy to help. Jeffrey, Ultimate Bargains. What is your cash on cash return relative to your cash flow savings to your cost close? I don't know. I have not done that calculation. I will look and tell you next week. I know that I'm saving almost a little bit over $3,000, and that's enough for me. Adam, I heard some negatives about renters in 2-1s or 1-1 properties. What has been your experience been like? Well, let's tweak that a little bit. I believe what you're referring to, Adam, is 2-1 and 1-1 apartments. And yes, in today's environment, those are rough. When I look at my portfolio today, as of December 2020, where I have stress, where I have issues, is apartments. And yes, I do have a couple of 3 bedrooms, but most of them are 1s and 2s bedrooms. That's where the pain is today. But let's be clear, Adam. I want to be very clear on this. My best asset today, is a 1-1 house. They don't make them anymore, so you have to go to the older parts of town. But my 1-1 houses, if I could own nothing else in my portfolio, I would own all the 1-bedroom, 1-bath houses between 500 and 700 square feet in my market. If I can own nothing else, I would own all 1-bedroom, 1-bath houses. Generally speaking, older population live alone, have their pets. They're not, throwing parties or ragers. They want a backyard for their pets. They want a garage for their stuff. 1-1 houses, Adam, are awesome and underappreciated. So I can buy them at discounts all the time. So I just want to make that clear. Yes, 2-1s or 1-1 apartments, rough, work, stress. 1-1 houses, awesome. 2-1 houses, equally good. But there you can get families, you get single moms, and you get some drama. Boyfriends, girlfriends, roommates. But a 1-1 house is awesome. Hopefully that makes sense. Tamika, any opportunity for high school students to hear about various careers and investment options is a plus. Great job. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try. Jerry, question for today. I heard you did 57 flips since you retired. Yep. What are you doing to minimize your tax burden for capital gains you're making? Does your depreciation cover capital gains? Yes. So first off, we have done 57. It's 56 or 57. I don't know that it's important that I'm exact. But in 2018, my depreciation covered, I think it was over 90% of my profit. And in 2018, it covered about 85% of my profit. I have several $100,000 a year in depreciation that I am free to make any way I can and not pay taxes on. That is the beauty of building a large base of real estate and taking depreciation. Phantom cash flow, right? Phantom expense. So yes, I paid a little tax, but very little. And I enjoy that. Yeah. So you were correct, Jerry. Brian, you have spoken about so much pressure on starter homes and the natural move up to larger homes hasn't happened. Do you feel there are better deals in those larger homes? I think what you're asking, Brian, is there a better deal in those homes today? No, I don't think so. The bigger, nicer upgrade home generally don't cash flow. And maybe that's a bias in my market. Maybe your market's different. Do your own homework. But in my market, let's just use some numbers. You can get a first-time buyer home in my market sub 250. Move-in ready, right? Okay. But you're not going to get that upgrade home for less than 400. There's just not enough renters in that 400 market. They'd rather be owners. So no, I do not see deals there. We need the move-up buyer. We need that 2010, that 2012 buyer to move up. Then they can let their little 1,300 square foot ranch go and they can go get a 2,400 square feet newer home. So that's what I see. But again, Brian, don't know your market. Don't know your area. Maybe your area is an exception. So do the math. Are these pictures the ones you also posted on Instagram? Oh, good question. Yes, folks, I have an Instagram page. It's called One Rental at a Time. And I posted those 2 charts I referenced earlier on Instagram. I don't know. I might have posted those Thursday. When did I post those? Sorry, forgive me. I'm trying to do this with one hand as I hold Jimbo in the other. Let's see. I posted that on, does it have a date? It doesn't have a date. Oh, 1 day ago. So yeah, I posted them yesterday. I don't know. Can you see that? Those are the 2 charts. If you're on Instagram, One Rental at a Time, they're there. They're 24 hours old. Go take a look. Very meaningful. If you're a subscriber of my YouTube channel, you should have got them in your email, whatever email you use to sign up. So yes, same pictures. Thank you. I'm in the 0 to 1 pool. Awesome. Do the work. You'll get there. Tamika, look at that. Going from 0 to 1 is the hardest. Once you do, there will be no regrets because you've learned your market. Awesome. Yes, you see the live chat. That's cool. Awesome. Look at that. Tamika getting all that love. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, and you have a confidence. That's an important one that Tamika says there. I talked earlier, I forget, I don't remember if this was in our daily financial news or here, about risk, fear. I guess it was here. When you have the confidence to write that offer, right, 0 to 1, you also have the confidence to walk away. That is critical, right? Folks, if you take my course and do the work and you write a good offer or a great offer and they counter and that great offer or good offer becomes average or bad, walk away. Walk away. There will be another one. I told you I made 250 offers this year. I could have bought any of them if I wanted to do an average or bad deal. There will be another deal. There will be another house. There will be another duplex. There'll be another triplex. There'll be another quad. Just move on. It's okay. Good or great. That's the only deals we do. And again, if you're in the 0 camp, your job for December, January, and February, as you get ready for the inventory that's coming in 2021, is to build that competition, that repetition. You'll be able to tell me in 45 or 60 days what average is. It's so powerful. It's so freeing. That's what I want for you. Okay, I think I'm here. I've been doing buy and hold for 10 years, recently bought the course. I'm so impressed at how systemic and simple Michael's approach is to separate average. Thank you for that. That has surprised me, actually. A lot of folks who have bought my course already had 4, 5, 6 rentals, already had been working in their market for years and have relationships. But everyone that's bothered to reach out to me, and it's obviously a sample size could be skewed because maybe if you don't like the course, you don't reach out. But all of them have said, wow, that's really helped me. It's really helped systematize what I'm doing. It saves time. That's a big thing for me because, again, you've heard my story. I had no time in the beginning. So to hear people, daily jobs say that I'm saving them time and making them better, and they have the experience, wow, that's an awesome feeling, I got to tell you. Yeah, Olivia, say hello. Yeah, she's actually in the Facebook group. I actually added her to the Facebook group. I'm not sure if she knows she's in the Facebook group. She's in there. So if you wanted to ping her in the Facebook group, like if you're in one of my students, you could say I think she uses her name at Olivia O'Reilly. She's in there. So if you're in one of my Facebook, or if you're in my Facebook group, you could ping her. And you could ping her and you could ask her a question. Let's see if she responds. That'd be cool. She's going to get flooded with Facebook questions. She's not going to like me for that. I'm going to hear about that later. That's going to be funny. Is there any tips on getting a house rented that seems to be hard to rent at this time? What are the main things you look at when setting requirements, price, rental? Miguel, so in today's market, so it doesn't actually say, oh no, it says a house. You should have again, I don't know your market. I don't know where you're at. I don't know where the house is. But in my market of Fresno, California, houses are renting like I've never seen them. So I don't mean this to sound harsh or rude or anything, but the number one thing to do is just lower rent. You might be asking too much. It may have some negatives that you don't see. Maybe it's on a busy street. Maybe there's no parking. Maybe the neighbor's house is a junkyard. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a biker bar across the street. I mean, I saw that. I saw that in my Facebook group yesterday. This was funny. One of my students doing, I think he's done 3 or 4, maybe 5 deals already. Somebody reaches out about this cheap ass house. It's in a C neighborhood, but he only buys B. He's like, what should I do? What should I do? I'm like, dude, why are you changing what you do? The C house is across from a biker bar. The next door neighbors are this or that. Why are you gonna stop it? But the return is great. I'm like, stop it. It's not what you do. So again, I don't know the other things, Miguel, around the house, but I can tell you, if I had a house that was vacant today for more than a week, I would just lower the price. I mean, by price, I mean the asking rent. Houses are flying. My property manager, who manages over 5,000 units, it's almost 6,000 units. And of that, more than 1,000 are houses. He has 2 or 3 vacant houses. And those houses truly aren't vacant. They're just 30-day notices, and they're all rented before the tenant moves out. So if there's a house that's not renting, there's probably something else going on, or just lower rent. I'm sorry. In different markets, you can say different things, but that's the truth today. Yeah. Oh, Tamika's selling her deal or sharing her deal details. Asking 130, offered 115, countered, call it 120, countered, accepted at 119. There you go. See, she did her math. A higher price would have made it average, and she was willing to walk away. The course works. I love that. The course works. No, I would say the effort works. You have to do the work. The course is there for everyone. Most people, Tamika, don't do the work. Right? Think about all the people interested in real estate. They're out there following the get rich quick, the easy buttons. They don't want to do the work. They just want somebody to tell them what to do, and I'm not going to do that. So you did the work. You did the math. You did the daily work. You deserve the credit. The course is, it's just a path, but you have to walk down the path. So I want to congratulate you. D Holiday, I don't know yet. This is as you will see, actually, there's a video coming out later today with the infill lot. I can only give you the highest level. So in my market, what drives rents? Bedrooms and baths and parking. So I'm going to build probably a 1,200 to 1,250 square foot house, 4 bedrooms, either 1.5 or 2 baths. I haven't decided, with 2-car garage parking, 1 story, pitch roof. I'm not sure what else you want to know. And if I can, I'm going to put an ADU in the back, maximize rent. That's my dream. That's my wish. But it's a very recent undertaking, as you will see in my video with the developer that comes out in a couple hours. I'm going to go down this route in 2021, I'm pretty sure. Although California clearly has rules and regulations that other states don't have. So it'll be an interesting journey. Jose. Hi, Michael. Good to hear from you. Like always, enjoy your efforts, share questions. Think non-eviction can be extended for some months next year. Yeah, I expect eviction moratorium to be extended. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if it's June or July. But again, the eviction moratorium that's currently going on is not as bad as the one that started. I can live with the one currently. And I say that as a landlord who is down 50 grand. I have $50,000 in tenants not paying cumulative for the year. 50 grand. 50,000. That's not fun, but I get it. But I do have sims going on right now for performance, for not following the rules. So I can live with the current evictions. I'm not happy. But if I have a tenant selling drugs or breaking the lease or subleasing or any of those things, I can evict now. And I can live with that. This is a hard time. This is a hard time for everybody. So that 50 grand, I'm pretty convinced I'll never see a penny of it. But you live and learn, you move on, and you worry about tomorrow. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it goes till June or July, unfortunately. The end. As always, thanks. Yep. Cool. I just passed. Awesome. Very cool. Better homes. If one bedroom are hot in Fresno, are you considering adding prefab ADUs to any of your Fresno lots? We are after the pandemic. Your thoughts? I am. Yeah, as you will see, I did an interview today that I think posted at 2 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock. I don't remember when. Sometime today, with an ADU individual in California. Because yeah, folks, hopefully what you see on this channel is I do what I talk about. My business is always changing what we're looking to do, and I share it with you. And yes, I reserve the rights to change my mind, but I'm going to always be authentic with you. And yeah, I'm looking at ADUs based on that conversation I had with what was his name? God, I wrote it down somewhere. What was his name? I don't remember. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, I don't remember his name, but you'll see it later today. Yes, I'm looking to add ADUs. Absolutely. Yep. Could you do a market analysis on Houston and Oklahoma City? I'll look. I think Houston's big enough for sure. I don't know how. I would think Oklahoma's big enough. Yeah, I can sometime the next week or so. I have a friend that had 300 inquiries on a 3-1 at 1895. 300. Yeah, that's back to the point, Jerry. I forget who asked it earlier. Somebody about 1-1s and 2-1s. Apartments are painful right now. And folks, it's in the book. If you haven't bought this book yet, what are you doing? This book is going to be repeat. Yeah, it's going to be I'm going to repeat what I did. In this book, I talk about how I went from 8 to 80. I think in section 2. Yeah, I think it's section 2. Phase 2. That's what it is. Phase 2. I'm going to do that again, and you can come along for the journey. I'm going to buy as many single family homes as I can now because they make sense. They're conservative. They're yield. But then I'm going to 1031 into apartments as apartments crash, multifamily crash. The debt structure, the expense, rents are falling, evictions are up, vacancies, cap rates are expanding. Folks, I did that video with Jonathan Twombly now a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago on the math. We took a $120 million building down to $60 million in like that. Multifamily is going to pop, but it's going to pop late. It's like a balloon. It can stay inflated longer than you can, but because of the debt structure and the refi and forced, evaluation by banks, man, pain is coming. So I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to buy as many houses, residential, so 4plexes and below I can. And when that thing pops, I'm going to 1031 out of houses, which, oh, by the way, houses will go up as that chart I showed you earlier likely will. So if you want to get on this journey, make sure you buy some houses, get ready to 1031, learn your market. Last thing, since I got you, if you've read this book and you haven't yet left a 5-star review, or you listened to the book on Audible, can you take a minute out of your day and leave a 5-star review? I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to have some fun, what really is fun, I used to get these a lot. I've only gotten one in the last month, so maybe you all can help me. Take a selfie with the book, maybe have an interesting background, and send it. You can tag me on Facebook, Michael Zuber, or you can tag the group at One Rental at a Time. Let's take some more selfies and get more people interested in changing their financial future. That would be fun. Let's see if we can do that. All right, where are we going? I'm in Austin market and prices seem to jump every day. Yeah. Texas, man. I actually talked to a developer who lived in Austin, I think Tuesday or Monday last week. Yeah, it's pretty crazy in Texas right now. All that California folks are coming. It's crazy. Carlos, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Oscar, I bought a duplex in San Diego. Oh, cool. To help with what? To help with the morgue? Oh, no. Mortgage, sorry. Wow. Why'd I go there? That spells mortgage. Good for you. Just got my permit to add an ADU. Awesome. We'll be mortgage free and after construction, and will then go all out on one rental at a time. Patient. Congratulations, Oscar. Keep us informed on the ADU. I would love to see what happens. All right, so I think I caught every question. If I missed one, I apologize. Let me know if any more are coming. Aw, Larry. No matter how much I know this is the right thing to do with my money, I can never pull the trigger. It seems hopeless sometimes. Larry, hopeless? Well, what I would tell you to do, Larry, is keep. You know what I would do, Larry? Again, you. Actually, I don't know if you're in my course or not. I'm going to assume you're in my course, but this is actually YouTube. This is not my Facebook group. So you're actually, you may not be in my course. If you're not, then that's on you. But what I would tell you if you were one of my students is you need to get your spreadsheet, which we talk about in phase 1 of my course. You need to build out a spreadsheet that has over 100 properties in it. And yes, that's going to take you 30 or 40 or maybe even 50 days. Who cares? It's going to take what it takes. Once you have a list of 100 properties, Larry, your next job is going to be to sort that spreadsheet best to worst. What you are going to see is you're going to see the best yields. And if you're in my course, you know what I'm talking about. The top, then I want you to take the 5 best deals and I want you to go talk to a friend. And I want you to tell your friend why those 5 deals are the best. Then I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom and tell him or her why those 5 deals are the worst. Larry, you need to build confidence. You need to build confidence in yourself. Larry, you need to do the work. If you're just going to sit here watching YouTube University and Bigger Pockets and all of that and not do the daily execution, I can't help you. But if you do the work, we just in this one video, Tamika, who went from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, she was in the same boat. Maybe not. I don't think she would ever say she was hopeless, but do the work. Don't just sit there and hope. Do the work. That's what I have to say to that. Hopefully that doesn't come across as harsh. It was not meant as harsh. I feel for you. I talk to people almost every day that are in the same boat, Larry. I built my course because I couldn't help enough people. I did not have a course for the first year of being retired. I built the course only after I could not help more and more people. That's why the course is there. And I took the time to document everything I do. And it's not fluff. That's not who I am. I just tell it how it is. Do the work. Tamika, what are your thoughts about buying from other investors? I found that working with owner sellers rather than sight unseen investors have the most potential for cash on cash returns. I would tell you that's market cycle dependent. I would say today you're right. That's probably correct. But yeah, you'll see, Tamika, over time that'll change. That may not be the case in 2022, for example, but we'll see. I've been an out-of-state investor for 10 years before it was a thing. People thought I was crazy. Your course has given me confidence, and I feel like a trendsetter. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. I applaud Larry for that comment. More people are stuck. Oh, yeah, Blake, you're absolutely right. And hopefully that came across in my response, is those are the people I'm trying to reach. I talk to those people every other day. Now, that word hopeless kind of punches me a little bit. It's never hopeless. But those going from 0 to 1, you're usually stuck because you're afraid, nervous, unknown, and risk. The only way I know how to fix that is do the work. Yeah. Yep. Tough love. Yeah, totally get it. John, seeing a lot of alligators in my spreadsheet, but staying patient and learning my market. Yeah. John, is in a market with no supply and crazy owner occupant demand. Again, I keep saying it, but 2020 is like no other year. So that's the deal. Be patient. Yep. I have a couple of houses and was thinking about buying a We Buy Houses ugly franchise. I don't know, Nicholas. That's I'm not a great person to answer. That's buying a job. That's not for me. But I don't know your situation. I don't know what's going on in your life. I actually have a friend in, I think he's in Ohio, who has a franchise like that. It's a job. I mean, he's busy. He's got employees, got overhead, has to keep marketing, franchise fees. He says he's making money, but he's, I don't know if you have friends like this, but I hope he doesn't see this. But he's one of those friends of mine that he would always tell you he's making money, even if he's losing his ass. So I don't know that I trust him. But for me, I don't want a job. I want rental properties to be as passive in mailbox as I can. So hopefully I danced around that question, and that's a personal choice, and I am not in a situation to answer that. All right, folks, I'm going to call that today's session. I'm going to take care of Jimbo a little bit here. And if you're one of my students, we will see you in about 13 minutes in the Facebook group. Again, if you buy the course, please ask to join. One rental at a time works. We go into even more detail. And again, the page or group, students are helping students. It's pretty fun. Take care of yourself. Bye.